Today, Intel's doing something they never do. AMD's new GPU gets reviewed, the 9060 XT is spotted with disappointing news, and AMD's releasing one wild GPU. Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. This video is sponsored by Ugreen. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, Intel just did something they've never really done before. They slashed prices. Now, obviously Intel has cut prices before, but the unique thing about this is that they actually told outlets about it. Usually the company slowly drops prices as they gear up for a new release, and we just notice it. But this time, they actually notified outlets of it, meaning they're wanting to market this change in the hopes of selling more CPUs. Boy, have the mighty fallen. As you can see right down here, it says on Tuesday, Intel notified Tom's Hardware that it officially cut the suggested retail price of its boxed Core Ultra 7 200 series processors for desktops by around $100. They go on to say it is common for CPU developers to cut the prices of their products, but it's uncommon for companies like Intel to formally confirm such moves, just like what I was saying. It then goes on to say, so effective immediately, Intel's Core Ultra 7 265K has a suggested retail price of $299, previous $399, whereas the Core Ultra 7 Model 265KF carries a suggested retail price of $284, previously $384. And it actually gets even better because they also noted that its suggested price guidance is separate from ongoing bundles or retail promotions, meaning you could actually save money by getting the CPU for cheaper, but also save even more with bundled games, applications, things like that they currently offer. To take things even further, because this price dropped so significantly, it's now right along the same price as the Core Ultra 5 CPUs, which likely mean that Intel is set to lower these prices as well. And of course, that's not too much of a surprise given the fact that the Core Ultra series on desktop were not very well received, and this further proves that it isn't Intel, it isn't AMD, it isn't anyone except for consumers, us, that determine the prices we pay. If you stop buying them, they're gonna have to lower the price. Gotta go. Come on. Oh, what is this doing here to burn down the couch? Losing your keys is annoying. Losing your keys when you're already late is a full-blown crisis. I even considered just duct taping them to my hand. But luckily, Ugreen has a way better solution with their brand new Find Track Smart Finder. The tracker that connects straight to your iPhone's Find My so you can find your keys, luggage, or whatever else you attach it to anywhere in the world. One iPhone can connect up to 32 finders and support sharing to 5 devices. And when you're close enough, you can even make it play a noise with its very loud 80 decibel ring, so you don't have to worry about being late ever again. Plus, with its 2-year replaceable battery, you'll never have to buy another one. They also have a really nice slim smart finder for your wallet or anywhere you want to use it. And get this, unlike other slim finders, you can charge it with this really unique magnetic charger. So click the link in the description below to check those out. And Ugreen is offering my viewers a discount, so make sure you use those exact links. And next up for today, AMD's long-rumored RX 9070 GRE finally gets reviews. As you can see right down here, the first 9070 GRE reviews show that it's 28% faster versus the 16GB RTX 5060 Ti. But of course, given the fact that this is a 70 model, that is more or less to be expected. So to compare it to its more closely priced RTX 5070, it's actually around 4% slower, though that does depend on which outlet you look at. You can see right here, this is 3D Mark scores we're looking at. It's the 5070 is around 9% faster, though I believe I was looking at some of the actual gaming benchmarks from this reviewer, and it was only like 1% faster. Then we look here on Bilibili, this reviewer here, you can see 9070 versus the 5070. It's a little over 4% slower than the 5070, so it's right around there, not a massive difference. With that said, this card is obviously, at least for now, a China-only GPU, and when we compare the pricing, the 9070 GRE is about $50 less than the RTX 5070. So it's okay, I guess. It certainly doesn't offer the price to performance that the other 9070 GPUs have, and it's a little bit worrisome given the fact that I'm going to be going over the 9060 XT shortly, but I mean, hopefully because this is a China-only card, that's kind of the big reason they aren't really competing all that much when it comes to performance, especially with stories that we're hearing. I believe just recently, Nvidia is now not able to sell the 5090D in China, so they don't exactly have all that much choice, so that could be why AMD did this. Though, don't get me wrong, it's not terrible, it's just not the amazing price to performance that we saw out of the 9070 XT and non-XT GPUs. And next up, like I said, we're going to be talking about AMD's upcoming 9060 XT, but unfortunately it is bad news. As you can see right down here, the GPU was actually spotted in a retailer by infamous retail finder Momomo_US, where you can actually see, let's get it pulled up right here, that, yep, 16GB 9060 XT, then 8GB 9060 XT. Now, if you follow this channel, you know that there were some recent rumors claiming that AMD was thinking about completely doing away with their 8GB model. With that said, they did also point to the fact that they may just kind of release it, but not make much more and just kind of end it very shortly after, so that is still a possibility, but we have been hearing some stuff from other outlets that are claiming this just is not true. Either way, it definitely does show that AMD is almost certainly releasing an 8GB model, and of course, you know what I think about that. I mean, I do understand, yes, this does mean choice. It's not like it's going to instantly make the 16GB model cheaper or anything like that, but raising expectations from GPU makers will make them deliver, and as long as we expect and only pay for it at certain prices, they're not going to have it at absurd pricing. Either way, unfortunately, AMD is releasing this, at least according to this. And lastly for today, speaking of upcoming AMD GPUs, the company is set to release a really weird one. As you can see right down here, it says nearly 2 years ago, first rumors began to circulate about, I guess I'll go ahead and say it, the RX 7300. This is, of course, a new entry-level graphics card based on the RDNA 3 architecture. Now, it was said that AMD was actually preparing two models, the 7300 expected to launch alongside the 7400. But obviously, even though this was 2 years ago, it still hasn't happened. Well, the weird thing is that in a new update for Ada 64, they actually list an RX 7300 based on Navi 33. Now, originally, when this was kind of leaked and discussed, Kepler stated that this Navi 33 one, this likely what we're looking at with the 7300, is said to be based on an ultralight GPU with just 4 CUs. Now, the other one that had been rumored, and given the fact that there's at least a chance that AMD is going to be releasing this one, they may also be releasing a 7400. That one we don't really know too much information about. I mean, obviously it likely has less than 2048 cores, maybe less than 8GB of VRAM, but we really don't know too much about that one at all. But this ultra light one could come with just 4 CUs. And to be completely honest, especially given the fact that this is coming from AMD, someone who sells pretty much the best APUs with built-in integrated GPUs, and we're talking integrated GPUs that are significantly more powerful than a Navi 33 card with just 4 CUs, this really does seem weird. I don't know. I mean, is this a notebook GPU? It kind of doesn't really sound like it. I mean, maybe is this something, I mean, they're probably not going to sell this to the DIY market, but even then, I don't know. Like I said, it really seems weird if they did sell it to the DIY market. Why? Just because their 8000G APUs should be quite a bit faster than this. And this is just the GPU, so it doesn't even include the CPU. I mean, if they did sell this, it should be for maybe like $30, $40. I don't know. But of course, let me know what you think about this. Why would AMD be releasing it? Let me know that down in the comments below.